I hear the voice of the preacher from the back room, calling my name and I follow just to find you. I trace the faith to a broken down television. I wanna get better. I wanna get better. I didn't know I was broken till I wanted to change. I wanna get better, better, better. I wanna get better.
Hi and welcome to this session. As you know, as a video professional, it's been sometimes very challenging to create optimal video experiences to mobile devices, or it's been actually very difficult to deliver video to all mobile sites and apps from the same production output. In this session, we're going to go through and really take you through the innovations that we're making here at Adobe. And my colleague Max is going to go through and talk about the workflows and performance updates that we made to the Adobe video tools. But before I go through that, did you know that according to the most recent Adobe Digital Index video report, over 50% of all video views will be on mobile by the end of 2016. So it's very, very important to actually, either from a production perspective, have good tools to work with, but as well as having a good strategy in place to leverage this new report. Okay, so Max, what do you have for me? What do you have in terms of the workflows?
I'm going to show you some cool stuff in different applications that we have for video. It's really cool that everybody's walking around with a cell phone that can shoot HD. And they have them in their pockets with them. Yeah. It's absolutely nuts. If somebody would have told me that like 5 years ago that you're going to have an HD camera in your pocket, I would never have believed them. But in my case, I'm using an iPhone 6 here, and I'm also having an iPad. And I'm just going to show you the basics of how things work together with the Creative Cloud and some other cool apps that we're working on. I'm going to also apologize for some noise coming from my computer. It's working hard, but we can live with that. So I have my iPhone, and we can see it on the screen here. I've started Premiere Clip, and by default, it shows me the first projects that I've done, and I've obviously tried a bit before, so I'm just going to show you the basics how you start a new project. And you do that by pressing the little plus sign up in the right corner, so I'm going to do that. And that will give me the possibility to add a name to my new project. So let's call it Cats again. So this is some footage that I shot on Crete last summer. So I'm just going to press Get Started. Then I have a blank project with a lot of icons up in the top. Now I can choose to add media either from my phone that I have recorded or from Creative Cloud. I can also sync media from like iTunes to my phone. But I'm just going to press the plus sign down in the right corner to be able to add some new media. And I'm going to start with a new title. I can choose to have a text color, background color, but I'm happy with black and white. That's totally fine. Click back up in the left corner, and now I added my first item to my project, which is just a blank title, 5 seconds long. So now I want to add some media, like videos. So again, click on the plus sign, and I'm going to use some media that I have on my phone. So now I can choose to add photos or videos, and in my case, I obviously want to have some video files. Here I have files that I've synced with my phone. I can also use video that I have already shot, but I'm going to use some synced video files. And I simply do that by just clicking on them. I'm just selecting like something like 4 files here. So now I have a little timeline here that I can navigate by just clicking and dragging my finger. If I want to move the videos and change the order of the object in time, I can just simply click on one file and move it over, put it at the end, for instance. If I see here, these files are probably a duplicate, so I'm going to remove that one, like so. It obviously doesn't remove it from the phone, it just removes it from the project itself. Okay. So now I can actually start editing by just selecting it, and when I tap the big screen up here, I get a little scrubber, so I can scrub forward to my video. So here I have a kitten that is running. I can set my in point. If I want to use another part of the video, I can do that. So maybe I want to have the same video but further down in time, so to speak. I can just select up in the right corner, there is a little icon, and then I can duplicate my clip, so I have another copy of it. In this instance, I can then select another in and an out point from. So I can.
That's actually really clever.
That's really smart. Whenever I want to watch my movie all the way through, I just select the first clip, and then we actually have another play button in the lower left corner. When I click that one, it's going to play all the files in my timeline all the way through. In the upper bar here, we can see that we have some icons. We have a cloud icon where I can actually add media from, I can see my synchronized status with the Creative Cloud. I can also add music. So here we got a bunch of playlists or Premiere themes for in types of music. Once I'm done with it, and I have chosen the music that I want to use, I can just simply press add. And there you can see I get a little message, soundtrack added. And now I have my soundtrack added to my clip. So when I press play again, it's actually going to start playing my video together with the music.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. If I want to add some effects to my clips, they might be underexposed, for instance, and so on. I can just select the file that I want to edit. Up here again, the little icon. And then I can then select, let's say, exposure. So I can change the exposure of a clip, like so. I can change highlights, I can change the shadows to add more contrast to the scene. I can change the volume of the clip. And I can also change the speed if I want to run the clip in slow motion.
Nice. That's very cool. I really like the fact that they made the interface very straightforward, very easy to work with.
Yeah, it's really, really straightforward, and the fact that you can work with it on a real small screen, it's working really, really well.
Nice.
And everything, of course, runs in real time on a phone. That's absolutely fantastic.
Cool.
The really cool thing is that everything I do is on my phone here is actually synchronized with my iPad. So if I want to edit or continue to edit on another device, it could be my computer, it could be my iPad, I can actually do that.
So this is basically the real innovation, right? The
Yeah.
fact that you can just switch from one device to the next device, and if you're working on the go and you want to play or actually continue working with this project using a real Premiere program on your desktop, you can. But now you're going back to your iPad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we can see on the iPad, if I scroll forward here, that we have my Cats Again project. So it's the same project on my iPad. I can continue to work with it on the iPad if I want to, and everything I do on the iPad will immediately reflect on the iPhone. So they are synchronized all the time through the Creative Cloud, which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
But obviously, if I continue again on my phone here, we have added some music. We've added, done some stuff with the exposure and so on. But of course, if I want to make a really professional production, I might want to continue on the desktop using Premiere Pro. And we have a bunch of share features inside of Premiere Clip. So if I click up here, you see we have a little square with an arrow up. And here I can choose to share the video either in the Clip community. I can edit in Premiere Pro. I can save the sort of film to my camera roll in the phone. Yeah. But in my case, I want to continue to edit inside of Premiere Pro. So I click the top right corner, edit in Premiere Pro. So now it's going to start sending my project to Creative Cloud so I can later on synchronize it with my Premiere timeline. And rather than sit and wait for the video files to synchronize and being downloaded again, I'm going to switch to Premiere Pro on a project that's already been synchronized all the way through, so we don't have to sit and wait with that.
Yeah, awesome.
All the files are in Creative Cloud. They are synchronized to my folder.
Yep.
And if we actually go in and look in my Finder,
how does it look like?
Yeah, we can go in here and see my Creative Cloud files, and we have cats. And in here we have a bunch of video files that I have, and we can see here are the different projects that I've done inside of Premiere Clip that I now have been exported to Premiere Pro. And here we can see we have my folder, Cats Again, we have Cats on Crete that I've already done, and it uploads all my media files that I've used inside of this project. And in here we also have a little XML file, which is actually my timeline. So this is my timeline, my files, all the edits that I've done. And once I open it inside of Premiere, I will get all my media, I will get my sequence, and of course I've come a little bit further in this case. So I'm going to lower the volume, can press play, and here we can hear the music and so on. So it's a really nice little project with some cute kittens in this case. So this is the seamless workflow that you have, starting in Premiere Clip, syncing through the cloud on 2 different mobile devices, in my case an iPhone and an iPad, and then move everything through the Creative Cloud back to my desktop. But I would like to do another thing, because I'm running a preview version of Premiere Pro here, and I'm also running a preview version of After Effects that hasn't been released yet. We have a new little project that we call Project Candy. So I'm actually going to switch back to my phone. I'm going to go down to my desktop, and here we can see the different Adobe applications that I have. And I'm going to start what's called Project Candy. And Candy is a way to capture colors and looks with your cell phone that you can use as a sort of look file inside of your Premiere projects.
It's really cool.
So
It's really cool.
we all know that people say that Flash is dead, but I'm actually going to use Flash here. I have Flash.
Alive and kicking.
Alive and kicking. Here's Flash, and I'm going to use Flash to colorize my video.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start my phone here, and I'm going to choose to create a look, or a LUT, as some people call it, with my camera. So I'm going to film, and I'm going to select my pillow here, and we can see we have some colorful balls in the image, and those are actually colors that are sampled from the camera itself.
Yeah.
So
and people who familiar with our previous videos, when myself and Tommy went through the Adobe Color app, it's a similar concept.
Exactly.
You know. And going back again, where we were showcasing the fact that dress scandal was basically shut off thanks to the Adobe Color app. This is actually a version of it, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah.
So this app was actually created by the SpeedGrade team, which is SpeedGrade is our color correction and grading application. So in my case, I'm just going to take a picture here of the pillow, like so.
Yeah.
And now it actually creates a real lookup table. So for those of you who edit video as professionals, you know what lookup tables are, color information. So now I have a bunch of colorful balls here that I can use to colorize the video file. And once I'm happy with it, I click the little icon up in the top right corner. I give it a name. Let's call it Flash. I should probably spell correctly. And then up in the right corner again, you can click Save. Now this one has been synchronized with Creative Cloud. And I can choose to view my library. And this is the library I have created in Creative Cloud for my look files. And now if I switch back to Premiere Pro, again, this is a version that hasn't been released yet, but it will come. This is a feature that will come in the upcoming version. We can switch to my library panel, and we can see that the look files here are the ones that I have created before.
See there, it's there. Yeah.
And there it came up.
Cool.
The Flash lookup table that I chose to add to my library. But wait, there is more. I can also use these lookup tables inside of After Effects. So the easy way to move to After Effects for those of you who are new to Premiere Pro and After Effects is that you could just select your timeline and copy it. So I simply press Command Z in this case. I go into After Effects, and here I have a similar project. I can actually, I'll just remove these files and paste in my new ones. Here's my cat project inside of After Effects, which is pretty cool. And now, if we go to my libraries panel that will come in a future version of After Effects, we can see that we have the exact same looks. These are looks that you can share with your colleagues. The libraries panel will also give you the possibility to share art, logotypes, anything that you have in your team that you need to share across different people. So in my case, I'm just going to add a simple adjustment layer on top of my video, and this is actually a real lookup table, so I can just drag this one and place it on top of that one. And now you can see that it has colorized my video using the lookup table from that I took with a picture sitting right here.
Yep. That's awesome.
Now, in this case, it probably turned out to be a bit too much. It was a bit too red. So I can dial it down by using the transparency a bit to just warm the video up like so.
Oh,
that's really, really cool. And of course, once I'm done with this, I can share it any way that I'm usually doing by just exporting the video. And I can, of course, if we go back to my iPhone, and switching to Premiere Clip, we can, of course, share my project to all the different types of channels that I've already showed you. Essentially, you have more options down here, so you can save it to the Creative Cloud, you can publish the video to YouTube, and so on. And that's a really, really powerful tool, so you can, wherever you are in the world, you can, as long as you have an internet connection, you can edit, share, and publish really, really cool HD videos straight from your phone, your iPad, or move them to your computer. So that's pretty much what I was going to talk about today or show. It's some of the tools like Project Candy hasn't been released yet. It's going to come really soon. And I'm really, really excited of where we're going with our different tools for video on all of the different devices. And as we announced just, was it a week ago, that we're working a lot to push many of these tools to the Android platform as well.
We are.
And,
we get questions about that. You know, it's great iOS, but when will it be available on Android devices? Well, now you know. We're going to be working really hard to get them out there as well for Android devices.
But it's going to be really, really cool. So thank you for watching. Go and download the application on the App Store. They are all free. So it's just go out and shoot and edit. Thank you.
Thanks.